the story of selling that car, probably nobody else can match my story.
Okay.
I guarantee you.
Give it a shot.
I sold it to a blind guy.
Cool. Really? Okay.
I'm looking for a black car. Yeah, it's black.
Yeah. He owned a little business on Route 17 called Collector's Corner. And he sold Corvette accessories, and his biggest product was these little boxes that you put issues of magazines in for a year.
Right. Okay.
Like that,
yeah.
right?
Like them
and
sleeves.
he saw that. I never went there, but I saw his ads all over the place. I knew his name. When I decided to sell my car, he found out, he called me up and said, I'm interested in buying it. Can I come over to your house? I lived in Harrington Park, New Jersey.
So he wanted to come feel it?
No, he didn't say. I didn't know he was blind.
Oh, okay.
He comes to the house. He said, I'm coming with my banker. I said, okay. It sounded like a skit, you know.
Yeah.
Car pulls up, new Audi at the time. Out gets the driver and the other guy. And the other guy is holding his hand. He walks over to the car and introduces him. And I'm saying, how come you're holding his hand? He goes, well, I'm blind. And I said, you want to buy this Corvette and you're blind? He says, yeah, if you can just take me for a ride down the block and back, I'll let you know if I want to buy it.
Wow.
I said, okay. I put him into the passenger seat, took it down my block. I got on it, hit it a couple of times. The damn thing was so loud, you know. I mean, even if he was deaf, he knew what that was. And he said, fine, let me go home, and my banker will call you tomorrow. This is a weekend. Guy calls up and says, he wants the car. He's paying your price. I'm sending out a check from my bank.
Nice.
And he gave me an address. He says, could you deliver the car to his home in Saddle River? Very upscale.
Okay.
Much more upscale community than I lived in. And so I polished the car, clean it up. Hard top is on. My wife and I go out. We go to Saddle River, and we find the house. And the house is probably 3 times the size of my house. And in the side driveway, when I pulled in, the doors were open.
Yeah.
And there were 4 bays. In those 4 bays were 3 427 tri-power 67s. A Goodwood green one, a bright red one, and a white one sitting there. And I said to my wife, the guy's blind. Well, he was legally blind. He can't drive.
Oh.
But he can see things. And he lives, of course, in a dark house. Lights. It was a black house when I walked in.
Wow.
Walked in. He gave me the check. I gave him the keys. And he said, before you go, you want to see my cars? So I said, yeah. I saw the 67s. He says, no, the other ones. So we go downstairs, and he has a garage facing out in the backyard under the house. And he had 5 solid axle cars.
Oh, boy.
All restored cars.
Oh, my God.
Fuelies and whatever. And when I delivered the car, the sun was setting. And I said to my wife, I think we made a mistake. Look how beautiful his car looks.
Yeah.
The sun was coming down. That MALBA room just jumped out.
Gorgeous color, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, well, we did it. Well, about 3 years later or 4 years later, he sold the car to Terry McCallis, the McCallis operation out in the Midwest.
Okay.
And they sold it to a doctor, I think his name was Tracy, in Detroit, who contacted me and said he's putting the car in for a Bloomington restoration, and he got a gold. And he sent me the pictures. And of course, in pictures, the car looked exactly like the car I sold.
Sure.
But it wasn't, you know. But I haven't come across too many people who sold their car to a blind guy.
No,
that is unique. Yeah, that's definitely
And he
unique.
couldn't drive it. I mean, somebody had to drive him in these cars.
That kind of takes the cake.
And he lived alone. He had a cat in the house, and no lights on in the house. And it was really eerie thing, but
wow, it is.
And it's just full of
I regretted selling the car once I moved to Florida and said, "This is stupid."
Well, yeah, you know, but that's what happens. We all have that car.
Yeah.
That we, you know, for some reason that we decided it's the right thing to do to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then you smack yourself a year later, 6 months later.
That and so much more at high noon this Sunday on the